Right, quick look at some of the newspaper front pages this morning, and we're starting off with the Business Day. Sweeping electoral reform on the table. That's what the big headline is showing us this morning, and this is basically for talking to our government, and I'm really struggling to read the small print there. I apologize profusely. It's just a little bit blurry on my side. I hope you'll maybe be able to read it. So the other story that they are saying is CNA short of cash and warring with its CEO. So that's one of the stories. And then Chabalala, bank's fossil fuel stance nullifies need for vote. So those are the big stories on the front page of the Business Day. Mail and Guardian, don't hesitate to vaccinate. Lives lost amid delays in administering available doses. Phase 2 rollout critical as third wave gathers momentum, and the science behind the two new variants of concern. We didn't even have a chance to talk to the Minister about those new variants. I just think there is so much to talk about with the Minister. There's just never enough time. And also just in terms of the vaccine rollout next week, I don't know if it inspired confidence in you, but it seems that it is going to be a very jolted, slow start. I mean, the fact that nobody who qualifies or that is over 60, not an individual, has received any information if they will be vaccinated or not next week is a bit worrisome. Surely there needs to be plans in place to get them to their designated areas. But yeah, it's a bit of a concern. I'm not sure how it's going to go next week. So that's the big story on the front page of the Weekly Mail and Guardian. The Sowetan, behave yourself, is the big headline, or risk the country being pummeled senseless by a wave upon deadly wave of increased COVID-19 infections. Religious bodies, government and NICD worried at recent spike in numbers, with the Free State leading the charge in the third wave. And this is what I was talking to the Minister about. So this is a photograph I also happen to see. This is coming from Mill Park Netcare. It's actually just down the road here in Johannesburg. Mill Park Hospital in Johannesburg was a hive of activity yesterday as healthcare workers queued to be vaccinated. The first wave of vaccines targeting healthcare workers began on February the 17th already, and we still haven't reached that 500,000 mark, but there were people standing and waiting for over 7 hours yesterday, and that was just at that hospital. All right, another one, the Citizen, sign of things to come, jab chaos. There was little order and a distinct absence of social distancing as health workers scrambled to get the COVID-19 vaccine yesterday. An ominous sign ahead of phase 2 of government rollout scheduled to begin on Monday. Yeah, very much so what we were saying. The Workers' Association is the healthcare industry there saying, please, this was at Charlotte Maxeke Academic Hospital yesterday, some queuing since Wednesday and then being turned away. So this is a big problem we're seeing. Then also debt recovery, taxis, key driver, and Bathabile coughs up at last. Former minister pays for role in social grant crisis. And then finally, the Star, the Free State Shanduka cover-up is their lead story. Leaked document reveals irregularities in the 500 million tender to refurbish schools in the province, and Security Council in urgent bid for ceasefire. And that's obviously the talk around what's happening in Israel and Palestine. Right, that's the newspapers. Now on to our question of the day, which was already getting quite a bit of traction. It's a big concern amongst a lot of people, this lockdown, and whether or not that's the direction we're heading in. But we're asking you, what measures do you think need to be put in place to mitigate against a possible third wave of COVID-19 infections in the country? I don't think anyone wants to see us going into any form of a harsh lockdown, but with the numbers and the way we're moving forward, I think people need to, I suppose, put their views forward and see what it is they think that can be done. Looking forward to hearing from you. We'll read those as the broadcast continues until 9 o'clock this morning. Let's take a quick break. Valen, sports news straight after this. Do stay tuned.